Hey guys, it's Wrestling Dork here, and welcome to my reactions to SummerSlam 2024. So now I literally just got done watching SummerSlam, and wow, what an unbelievably amazing show. That show was great. That is in the top 3, maybe even the best show of the year. It was incredible, and I'm going to talk about my reactions to the show. So we kicked off with Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the women's world title, and this match was pretty good. It was great. I loved it. I knew instantly, right as Dom came out with Rhea, something's gonna happen. You know, Dom is gonna cost Rhea the match, maybe on accident, maybe on purpose, which I would find out later that it was on purpose. And for the match itself, Liv was running from Rhea, and then Rhea finally caught up to her and started beating her up bad, just beating her up terribly. But basically the whole match until Liv got Rhea's arm and started beating it up, and I guess Rhea dislocated it. Kayfabe dislocated it. So she was just getting her arm just destroyed. And then she ran into the announce table with her arm to put her shoulder back into place, and I guess it worked, and she was back to normal, and she got it back out of their socket. So she's no matter, she got to keep running into announce tables. And then the shenanigans start. Rhea, after getting angry at Liv for messing with her arm, decides to grab a steel chair and wants to hit her with it. Dom rips it away, says, "We don't want to win the title like that," which I mean is good. Like, okay, that's Dom is looking out for Rhea. And then Liv out of nowhere, Oblivion. I'm like, oh god, is that it? Is that it? 1-2 kick out. That is, I think, the best false finish of the night, honestly, because I actually thought Liv was gonna win off that. After that, we had Dom use the chair, slide it into the ring for Liv to use, and then distracts the ref. And then Liv uses her finisher to spike Rhea right on the chair. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan retains her women's championship. And it's what happens after. I mean, that moment in general, it looked 100% like he did it on purpose, and he's smiling after. So you know he did it on purpose, but what happens after is crazy. Dom grabs Liv and kisses her, and it's insane. Like, Jesus. Dom finally folded. Took him about a month and a half, I don't know, maybe a month for him to fold. He finally folded, and Dom and Liv are now together, and Dom has ditched Rhea Ripley. Insane start to SummerSlam, and it popped me. It was crazy. So we'll see how that plays out. Up next was the Intercontinental Championship match between Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Now, this is like kind of the only negative thing, but it's not even that negative. I feel like the match itself was really short. It was kind of short. I feel like it should have been a little longer, but I still feel it was a good match, and Braun winning was definitely the right pick. Braun is a future world champion. He is the next big star of the WWE, and giving him that title, he'll definitely elevate it, defend it across the world, maybe even defend it against Ilya at Bash Berlin, or Gunther will defend against Ilya. We'll see. LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Now, I said in my predictions video that this title change needs to happen. LA Knight needs to win this title. He needs to win. It has to happen. And, well, I prayed for this and it happened, as Drew McIntyre would say. And the match itself was honestly very good. It was a very good match. Logan is such a good wrestler. Even if he's controversial, he's still an amazing wrestler. And even though they booed him out of the building, he still put on a great performance. And also he brought out MGK, which is pretty cool. He was doing some crazy stuff. He did some Hulk Hogan stuff, the leg drop. That doesn't even look like a leg drop. It's weird. It's a weird looking leg drop. And then he did this awesome move. It was like a springboard moonsault, but like he did a 180. It was awesome. It was freaking, you should go see it. It was very cool. And then all the shenanigans start, and then MGK slips Logan Paul the brass knucks, and Logan hits LA Knight. Doesn't matter. LA Knight catches him. BFT 1, 2, 3. New United States champion. And I am popping off because I love LA Knight, and I really want him to win. So he finally gets that title he deserves, and Logan Paul can move on to other things, because I think he's probably done with wrestling for a little while. The WWE Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Nia Jax. Now, this is the only prediction I got wrong, and I thought Bayley was going to retain. I thought Bayley was going to retain her title. Too many new champions. I didn't think it would happen, but I feel like Nia winning wasn't a bad decision. I feel like it was a good decision, honestly. I don't disagree. I like Nia. I think she deserves the title. She's had a good run. And the match itself was all right. I think it was good, I guess. At the beginning, it was kind of like quiet. The crowd was silent. It was kind of just like a little bit boring. But then it picked up at the end. They had a couple cool spots with Bayley powerbombing Nia, which was really cool. And then after that, Tiffy tried to cash in. We thought Tiffy's going to turn on Nia, but it ended up as being a distraction. So Bayley could be distracted, so Nia could hit like 3 annihilators to pick up the win and become the new champ. And I don't disagree with it. I think it's a good decision, and we'll see how it plays out with Tiffany and Nia, because I think that is an interesting story they can tell with Tiffy finally turning on Nia and cashing in. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth frickin' Rollins, special guest referee. Now, I was very excited for this match, obviously, and I wanted to kind of know how Punk could do, you know? Who knows how good he can go at 47, but I found out quick he can go. He can definitely go. And the match itself was great. The entrances were great, especially Rollins' gear. I love his gear. I love his gear all the time. And I remember there was one comment made in the match. I think CM Punk called them Sabu pants. Then I realized, yeah, they do look like Sabu pants. And it's pretty funny. But the match itself was great. I loved it. CM Punk could go. He could go. He did really good. And Rollins as a ref just let things happen. He's just like, you can hit him with the chair. You could throw him into the steel steps. There's no countouts. He didn't care. He just wanted them to just beat the crap out of each other. And that is what they did. At some points in the match, Drew McIntyre claymores him, I think. And then bracelet drops. So then Seth Rollins takes the bracelet and puts it on. CM Punk gets really angry because he finds out he put it on. Like, I'm just keeping it for you. And then they argue. And that ends up with Punk GTSing Seth Rollins, I think, at some point. And that cost him because then he hit go to sleep on Drew and the ref was out. So would have won, but he didn't. Drew hit a claymore. Seth counted the 3, probably because CM Punk gave him go to sleep. And Drew McIntyre gets the win. It was a great match, and I think Punk could do more matches because he honestly looked pretty good. Like, he didn't look like slow. He didn't look old, you know? He looks old, but I mean, he didn't move like he was old. So I feel like pretty good, and hope he didn't injure himself. The World Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest versus Gunther. Now, I just want to say that this match made me cringe so many times because holy crap, they beat the absolute crap out of each other. Like, they beat each other to a pulp. It was bad. Like, it's like WrestleMania 39, but honestly, I think he beat them up worse. They beat the living crap out of each other, and it was probably the most violent match I've seen of Gunther's ever, honestly. Like, I've seen the Clash match, Sheamus and Gunther. I've seen the WrestleMania 39 match. This one might top it, honestly. That was so unbelievably violent that even Gunther was bleeding all the way down his stomach because of how many chops he took. That was Gunther too, and Gunther was dealing out chops. It was insane, and it was awesome. I loved that match. I just love Gunther. I love just when he beats the living crap out of people and he takes a beating. I just love his style of wrestling. And we get to the actual climax of the match. Gunther has been trying to put away Damian, but Damian finally gets a Razor's Edge and a South of Heaven combo. But before that all happened, Finn Balor came out. Oh god, here it comes. Those shenanigans, and I have a good feeling Finn is gonna screw over Damian. And he hits that combo near the ropes. So 1, 2, and Finn puts Gunther's foot on the rope as he betrays Damian. And Damian sees the replay on the monitor of what happened. He grabs Finn and gets distracted. Wants to beat up Finn, and Gunther took advantage, put him in a sleeper hold, and he passes out. Gunther is the new World Heavyweight Champion, and Finn turns on Damian. Now we have implosion of the Judgment Day and Gunther winning the title, which I wanted so bad. And now the main event, the Bloodline Rules match. Cody Rhodes versus Solo for the undisputed WWE Championship. And the hype going into the match is Roman returning. Roman gonna come back. When I went into the match expecting probably a Roman return, and oh boy, we got it. And first, to start off the match, it was, I feel like, very similar to the Bloodline Rules match at WrestleMania, where it started as a normal match, a slow working match, Solo and Cody. Like, that is kind of a little bit boring, but it's needed, and it happens all the time in these Bloodline Rules matches at this point, so it's normal up until Cody starts hitting Crossroads and the Tongas come out. Tongaloa and Tama Tonga come out and start beating up Cody. After they attack Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens comes out, which honestly I didn't expect, because I thought it was just gonna be like Jimmy and Roman or Jay. No, it was Kevin, and he helped beat up the Tongas. And then Randy Orton came out to help beat up the Tongas, which I don't know why they would build up Kevin and Randy getting beat up if they weren't going to be out for SummerSlam, but I guess that's fine, because they beat up the Tongas and they got them out of the arena. They had more of a match. Right as he's about to hit the Crossroads, Jacob Fatu comes out, beats the crap out of Cody, and puts him through the announce table. And Solo tries to pin him, and Cody kicks out. And after he kicked out from the announce table, Roman Reigns makes his appearance. And it is incredible. The pop is insane. Everybody's going insane. Roman comes out by himself, comes into the ring, and Superman punches Solo, spears Solo, allows Cody to hit the Crossroads and retain his title. That is how SummerSlam ends, with Roman beating up Solo and Cody retaining. Is an amazing ending, and Roman finally made his return back to the WWE. I cannot wait. I cannot wait until the next weeks come and the story builds between the old bloodline and the new bloodline, which I think is probably going to happen now since Roman has returned. And it was such an exciting return. So happy. And this match was awesome, and it had the return of real tribal. And that was SummerSlam. SummerSlam was honestly probably, in my opinion, the second best pay-per-view so far this year. Barely under WrestleMania Night 2. I think that this is the second best pay-per-view of the year. It was amazing. It was so great. Everything was awesome about it. I think every single match was great, awesome, and so much better than last year's. Holy crap. Beat last year's by like 15 times the amount. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the predictions for the next pay-per-view. Bye.